What's up, JW? Today we have the WWE weekly setup review of Monday Night Raw. This show, once again, was kicked off with John Cena coming out with a shit ton of boos. Everybody's booing him. He slowly walks down to the ring and gets in. And before he even starts chanting, they're chanting "F you, Cena," like crazy and everything. It's crazy how much hate Cena's getting right now. It's absolutely wild. He starts talking, and they're chanting, "Shut the F up." But the big thing that John Cena talked about was that he is going to win at WrestleMania the 17th title, and he's going to make sure everybody can't say that Ric Flair has the record anymore. He's taking away the Ric Flair record of the 17th title or the 16th title championship thing. He's going to beat his record, and you're all going to have to accept that John Cena holds the record, and he's going to retire with the WWE Championship, and he'll be the last real world champion, because then the WWE has to make the crowd a new toy belt, because he'll forever be the real world champion. Then Cody Rhodes music hits. Cody Rhodes comes down to the building, not to the building, to the ring. He goes, "You made a mistake saying this, and when I'm in the building," he goes, "you ain't taking away this title from the company. I will be champion. I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania 41. Cody lays down the belt. He goes, "Try taking it away from me." He rips open his suit. He's ready to go. Cena acts like he's going to go after him. They throw their microphones, and then Cena walks out of the ring. Cena starts walking down the ramp when Cody starts yelling at him. Cena acts like he's going to walk back, and then he walks out. And then Cody pretty much ends it, saying he'll see him next week at Raw. Cena and Cody Rhodes, for the third time, will be going to face next week in London. Overall, this promo from Cena was really good. He also mentioned that he made the spinner belt and everything. So I wonder if he beats Cody, he brings back the spinner belt. I don't know. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't say it was as good as last week. Last week's was really, really insanely good. This week was really good, though, but it wasn't as good as last week. But overall, it's awesome seeing John Cena on weekly WWE television again. But what a way to kick off Monday Night Raw. The Usos are back together. Jey Uso's mystery tag team partner to face Austin Theory and Grayson Waller was Jimmy Uso. The Usos are back together in tag team action, which in my opinion, this is how they should be, not as singles wrestlers. As much as the Yeet thing's cool, to have them just do the Yeet thing as a tag team, in my opinion, because they came out and they were doing the Yeet dance and everything, Jey Uso's music together. I don't think they should be singles wrestlers. I've been saying this since day one, that they made Jey Uso a singles wrestler and kind of made Jimmy Uso a singles wrestler. In my opinion, Jey should lose at WrestleMania 41, and then you have them go back together as a tag team, because they were killing it as a tag team, doing great. In my opinion, they will always be tag team wrestlers. In my opinion, they're just better as a tag team. They're good as a singles wrestler, but they're not nearly as good as tag teams. But overall, this match is really good, because the Usos, when they're together, they put on banger matches. They were bringing back all the older moves that they did together and everything. Also, Jimmy Uso had the help of Jey Uso. He did a giant dive outside of the ring onto the Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, but they ended up winning the match with a 1D. They all started celebrating and everything. When out of nowhere, here comes Gunther attacking Jey Uso. Jey Uso, though, ends up getting back up, goes to hit the spear on Gunther because he ended up fighting him off. Slips. Gunther gets a hold of him, starts getting a headlock. When Jimmy Uso comes running in the ring, because Jimmy Uso, when they won the match, had rolled outside of the ring. He comes back in with a steel chair, chasing off Gunther while Jey Uso is laying down in the ring. Jimmy chasing off Gunther, saving his brother. Later, backstage, Jey was sitting on the steps when Jimmy came up to him. He goes, "You cannot beat Gunther at WrestleMania 41. You cannot beat him." And Jey goes to leave, and he goes, "No, you're staying here. I've been needing to talk to you. You cannot beat this version of you cannot beat Gunther at WrestleMania 41. I need the right-hand man. Main event, Jey Uso. The honorary Jey Uso. The man that won the Royal Rumble, Jey Uso. Not this goofy slipping around and everything, Jey Uso." So I'm hoping they can keep the Yeet stuff, but they move away from this goofiness of Jey Uso and go back to the serious Jey Uso that we had 2-3 years ago. It was way better than this goofiness Jey Uso. And then have him lose at WrestleMania 41, in my opinion, and then bring back the Usos as a tag team, because I feel like it's just better for them to be a tag team. And we can keep the Yeet stuff, because obviously it's selling like crazy. Crowd loves it. Have them do it together as a tag team. Have them have matching Yeet gear and everything. I feel like it's way better than having them as singles wrestlers, in my opinion, because they are good as singles wrestlers, but they're 100 times better as tag team wrestlers, because Jey Uso does botch a lot of moves. Like last week, he botches his spear all the time. So have them as a tag team. They wrestle really good as a tag team, in my opinion. But overall, seeing the Usos back together as a tag team was awesome. Then we had Adam Pearce in the ring, saying how with all the we had Bianca Belair and Io Sky in the ring, saying how the contract says Rhea Ripley's name, but it doesn't count. It's going to be Bianca Belair versus Io Sky at WrestleMania 41. No Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley interrupts. She comes down to the ring. It's how saying how she, but before that, Adam Pearce was going to talk about how she was going to get a rematch. He's interrupted. He keeps on getting interrupted by all the girls. He ends out screaming, saying how next week it's going to be Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. And then later backstage, they announced that Bianca Belair is going to be the special guest referee. After he announced, though, this match, it turned into a brawl between everybody. Bianca Belair ended up standing tall, taking everybody out, launching Rhea Ripley out of the ring, and then launching Io Sky over the top rope into Rhea Ripley. Overall, this is really boring in my opinion. Io Sky's a decent wrestler. I just don't see her as women's world champion material in my opinion. She's, in my opinion, really boring. But I guess a triple threat will be fine. But they keep on doing the same thing every week, just slapping each other and stuff, and then it turns into a brawl. So I don't know where this is going to lead. I'm assuming because it's a special guest referee, it'll be like a screwy finish, and it'll end up still being a triple threat at WrestleMania. I don't see it being a one-on-one match. Otherwise, I don't feel like they would have been doing all this building and everything. It's going to end up being a triple threat. But next week, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title with special guest referee Bianca Belair. Then we had a package video for El Grande Americano, how he's this famous luchador that was around a long time ago from Gulf America, and now he has re-shown up because he disappeared forever, and they kind of have the backstory for El Gano Americano. It's a long ass name. It's like insanely crazy. El Grande Americano. I'm going to mess it up a lot, so don't get upset if I mess it up, because that is a long-ass name. El Grande Americano. I'll probably mess it up at some point in these setups over the weeks, because I'm assuming they're going to keep on building this character. It's awesome. He had like some goofy music, all American gear, the mask and everything. It's obvious it's Chad Gable, but in my opinion, I know some people were hating on it. This is great. It's just funny, and it's a good story, honestly, in my opinion. And it's kind of like something cooler that they haven't done a story like this in a long time. I feel like the last thing I could think of something similar to this was when Hulk Hogan was Mr. America. It's very similar to that in my opinion, but a little cooler because they're kind of doing the old luchador stuff. But the match between El Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee happened, and during the match, El Grande Americano unmasked Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee instantly stops wrestling because he doesn't want to reveal his face. That's a luchador thing. And then El Grande Americano grabs Dragon Lee by the leg and gets the ankle lock in, and obviously Dragon Lee's going to tap out because he wants the match over so he can cover his face. Overall, this match was pretty good, though, going back and forth and everything, but this, in my opinion, I like this story building up. I loved all the package video. It was really cool how it's kind of like old school and everything, but really cool. We have El Grande Americano from Gulf of America. It's awesome. I'm liking it. I don't know when they're going to reveal it's Chad Gable. I don't know if this is setting up a WrestleMania match between El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio, maybe. I think that'd be pretty cool. But overall, obviously, everybody knows it's Chad Gable, but I feel like this is a pretty funny, unique storyline. Also, Pat McAfee was wearing a kilt. I just set that up because I thought it was pretty funny that Pat McAfee was wearing a kilt and everything because they were in Scotland. But good little goofy thing for a little setup. CM Punk comes out saying he's pissed that the contract signing is not here on Monday Night Raw, and said it's on SmackDown this Friday between him, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. He screwed over Roman Reigns in the cage on purpose for after what he did at the Royal Rumble to him. And he goes, he's working with kids, and he's ready. He goes, he started their career. He's going to end their career, obviously. He repeated that and everything. He goes, I'm hoping this match gets me to what I want. He goes, and he kept on talking about how what he wants is he wants us to lead to what he wanted, because he wanted to win the Royal Rumble, he failed, won the Elimination Chamber, and he was screwed. But he keeps on saying he's something he wants, and he hasn't stated it. Going to the WrestleMania 41 time, I'm assuming he means winning the WWE Championship, because he is main event. I'm assuming he's in the main event WrestleMania, or maybe that's what he means. Because he goes, I'm gonna read that contract real close. I'm assuming what he means his main event WrestleMania, but maybe he might mean the WWE Championship, because when he said, I'm going to read the contract carefully, I think it's going to mean, am I going to get the main event WrestleMania 41 this year? Which I hope they do, because as much as Jey Uso versus Gunther to be a good main event, how do you not have CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns not main event night one? And if you say the women's matches should, you're crazy. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins are some of the biggest faces in the company. They absolutely should be main eventing night one, and then Cody Rhodes and John Cena obviously are main eventing night two. But overall, good promo from CM Punk. Then the main event was Penta versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was going good and everything. Dominic Mysterio and Carlito came down the ring because they were trying to get Penta to join the Judgment Day. Braun Breaker ended up doing good because Penta was dominating most of the match, but Braun Breaker was somewhat doing good. Hits a Frankensteiner on Penta, he kicks out, and then out of nowhere, here comes Dominic Mysterio. He jumps and beats up Braun Breaker because Carlito tried distracting him. He took out Carlito, so Dominic jumps in the ring, gets a disqualification. He starts beating on Braun Breaker, and then out of nowhere, a steel chair to the back to Braun Breaker from Finn Balor. Finn Balor shows up. He hadn't been on show all night. They didn't know where he was. He shows up. He starts beating on Braun Breaker. And then he hands the steel chair to Dominic. Dominic starts beating on Braun Breaker. When Dominic hands the chair to Penta, Penta looks around. He doesn't accept the offer to join the Judgment Day. He throws the chair. Dominic super kicks him, takes him out. Then Finn Balor takes out Penta, beating him up with the steel chair. But also, before all this happened, when they tried jumping him, of course, Carlito got killed. He got speared like always. He never ends up standing tall, like getting in these brawls. But at the end of the day, Braun Breaker got laid out for like one of the first times I've ever seen Braun Breaker get laid out. Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Carlito at the Judgment Day stood tall to end Monday Night Raw. I'm assuming this ends up setting up at least a triple threat or maybe a fatal four-way. I think it's going to be for sure a triple threat between Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 41. I was hoping AJ would get in there because AJ Styles kind of was setting up that feud with Braun Breaker. That ended up not going anywhere because Logan Paul is going to be on Monday Night Raw next week, and he's calling out AJ Styles, which I really can't believe they're going to waste AJ Styles and Logan Paul. In my opinion, Logan Paul should just not wrestle anybody at WrestleMania. But, of course, they're going to have him do it because it's good for business, of course. But, whatever. Overall, this show was really good. Awesome to see the Usos be reunited. John Cena and Cody Rhodes was awesome. Main event was really good. I'm curious where this ends up setting up for WrestleMania 41. And El Grande Americano is awesome. I don't care what you say. I'm loving it. It's unique and it's funny. But this is JW. I'm going to give this show a solid 3 out of 5. I gave last week a 4 out of 5, I think, if I even remembered. I was so hyped last week. I don't think I even said my rating for last week. It was definitely a 4 out of 5, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. I would say 4 out of 5. This one, I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5. Oh, almost forgot. Lila Valkyria defended the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Raquel Rodriguez, and Lila Valkyria retained. Almost forgot that because I don't have those figures, so I didn't set them up. Almost forgot them, but Lila Valkyria retained the Women's World Intercontinental Championship, and I'm going to give this show a solid 3.5 out of 5. I was honestly really entertained from the show. Usos match, El Grande Americano is amazing. The John Cena Cody Rhodes stuff is awesome, and the main event was really good. This is JW. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.